Hello, hi, and welcome to my LinkedIn Live with the wonderful Charlotte Wilson. Hello, everybody. Hope you're all well.
Hello.
Hello. So today we are we're going to be talking about how AI is impacting the world of accountancy, finance, and leadership. And we were just laughing before we went live about your new puppy in the background.
Yeah, sorry guys. If you can hear a little yapping in the background, I've just got a new puppy and he's not impressed that I'm not letting him in here at the moment.
I love it. He's making his presence known. He's making his opinion known about how AI is impacting his life.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna dive in it. We're just gonna have 20-minute, half an hour, easy chat, super easy conversation around this. But yeah, Charlotte, thank you so much for joining me on this. It's a pleasure to have you here. Can I invite you to just say who you are and what you do, and welcome to the audience.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Charlotte Wilson. I am an accountant. I've just founded my new accountancy business called Accountancy. And I'm passionate about the data in accountancy and getting it right first time. And then having it accurate in the software as you go along so that you know where you're at and we can advise as we go along. So that's kind of my passion, and I love looking into software and innovation and seeing how that can make my life easier, but clients' lives easier as well.
Oh, that sounds amazing. And you sort of specialize in Xero, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I love Xero. It's great accountancy software that you can link into loads of things to automate stuff and make your life easier. Really user-friendly software is what we like.
Absolutely. I mean, I use Xero. I think it's amazing, but I thought I should have come to you first for some advice, I think. What I love particularly about you is you are, I think you're a really real world accountant. You're so easy to talk to. There's no, accountancy sort of terminology. There's just real, easy, genuine conversation where you are helping your clients with the real life. Like, yeah, sometimes it's messy, so you're just very personable and easy to understand. I find accountants, I love, not all of them, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, can you make it jargon free, please?
Some people like to talk in jargon, and almost some people I've met are actually scared to talk to their accountant because they think they're just going to tell them off or something. Whereas I just want to help. I just want to try and make it in your language and help as much as possible. So.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, you are so easy to talk to and so friendly. It's a pleasure to
Thank
talk.
You.
I mean, it's a world of pain, really, accountancy and finance and all of those things, especially for people who maybe aren't so, au fait with all of the numbers and stuff. And it's very vulnerable. Those sharing the fact that you are either fine or not fine or whatever with your business with someone who you don't really know, it's very scary because it's like sort of bearing your soul for judgment, isn't it, when you share your finances with someone?
Exactly. Maybe that's because I'm not a very judgmental person, so maybe that's why it helps. So literally, if anyone comes to me and everything's in a mess, I'm not going to judge you. I just want to help you make it better, basically, and explain what you need to do going forwards. And just try and support people to know where they're at with their numbers, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I mean, it's almost like that supportive, you're doing okay. You're not, there's no comparison between anyone else, is there, but I forgot to introduce myself. Sorry.
I know, we got chatting already. Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Thornton, and I run Amethyst Consulting. And I help leaders move from that constant firefighting, stress, pressure, to more consistent strategic execution. And how I do that is through leadership development workshops and exec coaching. And I hope that I'm a little bit like Charlotte. There is no judgment here from me. This is not about me going, I can't believe you've got all this firefighting and aren't you a terrible leader? This is about giving you really practical, easy things to implement the next day to make your life less stressful and just easier all around, but so that you also achieve your goals for the organization and yourself. So, right, AI. How is it impacting the world of finance, accounting, and leadership? So my first question to you, Charlotte, is what is, do you think, maybe the biggest change to accountancy since AI?
Well, we're sort of going through it at the moment. There's so much change going on at the moment. All of the software providers, well, most of them, the ones who want to keep on top of it, are building AI into their software, trying to, things that have always been, well, have been automated for a while, but now we're trying to use the AI to be more clever with that automation and do things itself. It's not quite there yet in a lot of software, but you can tell it's going to get there, and it's going to get there pretty soon as well.
Okay.
So it means just like things like bookkeeping will be a lot more automated and hands-free, or it will just need someone to review it more than do it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you're checking that the AI has done it correctly.
Right.
And then it hopefully will give clients and accountants more time back to look at the numbers instead and what they mean, rather than trying to get the data correct. But it's very much still in the learning stage at the moment, I think. So.
Okay, so it's less sort of implementing the numbers yourself, and that the AI is doing that. It's more about reviewing the data and going, yes, that's what I'm expecting it to look like. So it's more of that sort of human side of data analysis. But basically, it's doing the inputting for you. Is that right?
It is, yeah. And it has already been doing inputting for a while, but it's just getting more clever about it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So it's looking at how you treated that transaction in the past and trying to learn from that to try and get more clever with it and allocate things correctly. It can still get things wrong though, so it does. It's definitely, it will get better, but it definitely needs a human review at the minute, because I think there's a risk at the moment that business owners will rely on it and think it's perfect when it's not. So AI is still what's that word? Probabilistic. Is that the word? Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
I'm going to try and say that word.
No, I can't remember what the word is, but it's saying that there's a high percentage that this is right, but it might not be. And sometimes I think people think that it's 100% right when that's it. Because it sounds really confident, AI, doesn't it? When it answers your problem, it goes, this is definitely the answer. And then, but actually it's not definitely the answer. It's probably the answer.
Yeah, that leads me really nicely on to kind of my world of leadership and management. It's the same really as any human being. You know, it's only as accurate as we all believe that when we're saying something, we are saying the truth. None of us try to lie, you know, but well, some of us do actually, but anyway. But you know, we're giving the most accurate data that we are able to at the time with the information provided to us. And that's exactly the same as AI. So just in the same ways, would you trust, I don't know, someone very fresh into the business with your finances? You probably just do a little bit of a 1, 2, 3 check over it and just support them through the learning process, and you then trust the expert. I would always just think of the AI as a kind of new, fresh, like very keen kind of, I don't know, I really want to get it right, so I'm going to tell you everything's fine. But you just need to keep checking, don't you? And it's exactly the same with sort of anything. I mean, I don't know, I used to, but obviously I don't look this age, but I used to go to the library to find my information.
Did you? Ooh.
Do you remember that? Before
actual books.
Actual books. I remember before Google. Anyway, and we used to go to the library. We used to, if we needed information, we would go to a library, we'd go to an expert. And then Google came in and it was just like, oh my God, knowledge overload. And then our AI has like exponentially raised that accessibility to knowledge. And yet it's still, we just need to be able to just go, okay, let me think about that. Does that really sit true with me? Is that accurate? Is that the data I need? Have they understood the question properly?
Exactly. You need to put the right prompt in. And I think the more experienced you are in your field, you know what prompts to give it, whereas a junior person in the field might not know what prompts to give it, and then it won't give as accurate an answer. So you do need to be careful what you put in. It's like anything, isn't it? If you put good stuff in, you'll get good stuff out. So,
yeah, absolutely, completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would suggest in terms of use of AI that leaders or managers or anyone really, or anyone running their own business, is there something that you'd think, yes, go ahead and go and do that, or tips and tricks or anything like that? Sorry to put you on the spot.
I don't know, but if Xero's tried to put AI into their product and it is getting better. I don't know if I'd recommend using it yet, because it can get stuff wrong. But it is getting there. Dext as well has got so many really good AI features in it, that's really super useful. But again, just got to be careful with it at the moment.
So use it with caution. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a bit until it gets better, until everybody's tested it a bit more and it's learned from its mistakes a little bit more. But it will get there, and it will get there fast. And it's an opportunity for people who are on it with AI, because others are going to get left behind, I think, once it's got it. So
I think that's so true in terms of the world of leadership as well. Like, AI is obviously never going to take over from a leadership role or anything like that. That's clearly not going to happen. But I think leaders who are very good at using AI, who then use the free time that they've taken from it or earned back to go back into doing the human connection side of things, they are the ones who are going to sort of thrive and grow as organizational leaders or whatever it is. It's about utilizing it as a tool to be more efficient rather than outsourcing your thinking to AI. It's as always, everybody knows that, really.
Exactly. Like, humans are always going to want to talk to humans. It's just about making your work more efficient, and so that you can have more of those conversations.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not going to just talk to computers and never talk to each other again.
I don't think so. I mean, COVID was a great example of that, actually. We were forced to part and not be able to communicate as well. And the moment we could get back into the coffee shops, there we were.
Everything went back to normal really quick, didn't it?
It did, yeah, because
we thought that we would be like on Zoom forever or wearing face masks forever, but it didn't happen that long.
Anyway, let's move on from that. That's hopefully gone.
That's hopefully in the past.
So we had a really good question from one of the audience. So Nikki Lloyd Graham asked, she's a consultant and coach. She said, how can I help my clients who are leaders and sometimes in the world of finance in terms of AI? So do you have any thoughts on that?
I would say to just make sure that they're up and current with what's happening in the world of finance, if that's what they want to be a leader in, and make sure that they're on top of everything. LinkedIn's really good for that, actually. I'm always looking at what other accountants are posting on LinkedIn about where technology is going, where the AI is going. So as long as they're on top of that and using it to their advantage, then they're going to have that competitive edge, I would say.
Yeah, that's a great answer. I love that. It's about staying up to date, isn't it, really, with the just where the world is going, and it's moving so quickly, that it's about just having that time to just sort of finding a bit of time, that great commodity that none of us have, for trying to stay up to date with these things. I wonder if we might be able to sort of find some links where we can help the audience with places that they can keep up to date with this sort of stuff on. Do you think that AI is ever going to, I mean, I would obviously say it's never going to take away from having an accountant who you can speak to, who will be able to give you that human interaction and real world advice. Is the role of an accountant changing, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to change over the next few years. And I was saying to my friend the other day, actually, that I'm quite worried about the young people who want to get into this industry, because AI is you almost don't need a junior accountant anymore, because that's what the AI will do. And then you'll just review the AI's work instead of reviewing the junior's work. So it's quite interesting how the profession's going to change in the future, and how the next generation of accountants are going to grow. That's a question I'd love to know the answer to. But yeah, because the role is going to change. It's going to be more looking at the data, making sure the data is accurate, but then talking to business owners about what those numbers mean and how you can help them, more than just getting the compliance, the accounts, the tax returns done. So make sure, you've got to make sure those are right, obviously, and correct, but it's going to be more talking to people, making sure that you're supporting them with their business, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the role, all skills, I think, are going to change, and we all need to upskill in the world of AI, in terms of just because it is forcing us to not do that so many of those repetitive, what I would call administrative tasks, and start to become better at that analytical thinking of, have I put in the right prompt? Have I actually answered the question? What is the question in the first place that I'm really trying to ask?
Yeah.
And that's something that I think is the role of a leader and manager, really, is to help your staff and your team to, well, basically, my advice is always, what AI tools are they using? How are they using them? And what are they using them for? And you as a leader really need to understand what's going on. And I suspect, in a similar way to how people feel about sharing their numbers with yourself, it might become a slightly awkward conversation around, if your leader's suddenly starting to ask you, what AI tools are you using and how are you using them? Well, that's a bit awkward, because
you've got to make sure you're on top of it, because they could be using stuff that you don't even understand, because the younger generation as well, they're really on it with AI.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's really important as a leader to have a sort of AI, not necessarily policy. Yes, policy.
You do need a policy, definitely.
Yeah, but to understand what everybody's using, how it's being used, make sure that everybody's trained up to understand the implications.
Data protection is like a major thing as well. Like, people, you can't put client data in these open AI systems, so it's just making sure that you're keeping the client's data secure, and that's a major thing as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And how are we analysing the outcomes of the data that we're using? So, where are people outsourcing their thinking? What is it's almost like evidencing, your reports still has this just come out of chat, or or what? Where have you how have you come up with this? And not for checking up on people. That's not what this is about, but it's just about understanding where you've got the information from, how it's been formed, and whether it's accurate, so you can analyze it properly, whether it's actually something that you're going to use to move the business forward.
Exactly. Yeah. So AI can produce fancy forecasts and graphs for you from data in software, but then it's really hard to know how it's worked that out and if it's actually accurate. So it's trying to make sure that you're putting the right information in. It's your dog this time.
Sorry, Chester.
Just making sure you're understanding what it's doing, so that you know if it's accurate or not just relying on the output.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think we're at very early stages with all of this, really, in terms of there's probably going to be some big, I don't want to say fallout, but some sort of occurrence where we start to go, ooh, right, maybe we should hold back a little bit here and be slightly more in charge and in control of the AI use across the whole organization and what we're putting in. I mean, we're all told that it's all secure and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, is it? Where's it going?
Yeah, if it's learning from what you're putting in, it's where's it learning from? Is it learning from what everyone's putting in? And therefore, is it secure? It's so hard to know if you can use certain tools or not. That's why the policy is so important, to make sure that the data is secure.
I completely agree. Yeah, it's that. And then the senior leadership team need to start to make some decisions around that. And even if you're a small one-person band, you need to be thinking very, very carefully around your own IP and what you put into all of these sort of applications and where it's going, because we just don't quite know all yet. And I can't profess to be an expert on this in any shape or form.
No, neither of us.
No
one is though at the moment. Like, unless you're one of these people actually building it, then no one really knows.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I would recommend, I partner with a company called DatNexa, and they are AI specialists, and we run a leadership and artificial intelligence workshop together around helping leaders to assess the AI use in their organization and how they are going to, I don't want to say control, but use it in the most effective way that they can to increase productivity and allow more human connection. But it just needs a little bit of thought. It needs a lot of thought.
A lot of thought, yeah.
Yeah. That said, I'm not an AI hater in any shape or form. I think it's amazing, and I think it's really important and definitely going to give us back some time. My offer and invitation to people is, don't fill that time back up again. So if AI takes away a long-winded, repetitive task from your to-do list, amazing. But as a human being, is there an opportunity there not to fill that time back up with X, Y, and Z other things, and maybe use it for thinking time or connection time with your team or your friends, or even walk in nature? And I know I really shouldn't be recommending and leaders go out just wandering around in nature all the time. I'm going to.
Yeah, no, it's so important. And that's why this time when I'm building this business, I'm prioritizing that, making sure I've got time for me and being careful with what I say yes to and things like that. It's so important, definitely.
Just music to my ears. Because it's true, we're all so busy, we're so firefighting all the time, just 27 different things on our to-do list, and AI has come into our lives at this perfect time when we're all so super busy, and yet what we're doing is we're handing over things and then we're filling our time back up again with a bit more busy because it's super productive, and when I'm productive I'm good and I'm happy and I'm worth it and I'm doing something. And then but actually sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of times, less is more. That rest time is so important. That genuine thinking time is really vital. And those human connections, they're the bit that sort of I see most in leaders and managers wishing that they had more time to connect with their team or, their family or their friends or whatever. And it's like, okay, here you go. There's an opportunity here.
Exactly. Such an opportunity. I used to feel so guilty when I wasn't working. Like I felt like I had to be on it all the time. But now I've taken a step back and I'm realizing how important that downtime is. Making sure, like, not just time with my family, but time for me as well. Making sure that you're doing the right thing for you, because burnout is so easy to get to. So.
It is absolutely, and it's driven a lot of the time from my side of things from fear of not doing enough, and oh goodness, if I don't reach out to that person today, or if I don't respond to that email today or whatever. And it's not true always, these thoughts that we should be busy all the time, and when we're busy all the time that means we're doing well and we're successful. Actually, some of the most productive time can be resting, but it's not what we're told by society. It's not.
It's getting better, isn't it? But when I was sort of like building my career up in my younger years, it was sort of like, no, try and work all the time. That's how you're gonna get ahead, sort of thing. But times are changing, definitely.
I hope so, and I do think so. I do think you're right. But there's definitely a kind of learning curve. It's hard to rest when you've got that. It's a learnt belief basically that we should be pushing and trying and striving all the time, and it's very hard to start to learn to rest is also strategic, actually. And I try. I have so I've got three. Every day I go, what are my 3 strategic things to do in my business today? And one of them has to be invest in Alex. And that can be walk, meditate, or it can be do this for the business. But I have to be really strategic about it. And and be really strict with myself and set the boundary as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not very good at that, being strict with myself. I'll get engrossed in something and then won't take time away. So yeah, I need to get better than that. It's sort of putting the actual time in your diary to do something like go for a walk, isn't it? And
yeah, it can be.
I need to get better at doing things like that. Yeah.
Me too, Charlotte. God, that's what you preach, girl. I try, but it's hard. It's breaking a cycle of many years of what we've been told to do and what people expect. It's especially when you run your own business. If you're not constantly working, you just feel like you're not doing enough, or you're not. So, hey, I think we've got off topic. I'm sorry. I think
we have a little bit, but never mind.
We've gone into yeah. So just, have you got any final thoughts on AI and accounting? Is there something that you can help with specifically there, or anything else?
I don't know. I think the industry is still deciding how AI can help. There's some brilliant people on LinkedIn talking about this, especially there's one woman who's done a lot of articles, and I think her name's Alex Falcon, and she's done loads of articles about where we need to be careful with AI. For example, if AI starts reviewing work AI has done, it will think it looks okay, therefore it is okay, and then you get into this sort of like loop where everything looks okay, so we're all good, sort of thing, and then you end up not paying enough tax, pay too much tax, things like that. So it's very interesting time for the industry, but we'll see where it goes, and hopefully it will make all our lives easier in the end.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So if people want to work with you, how could they get in touch with you? I will obviously put your link to the website in your
I was going to say
that.
Go onto my Accountancy website. There's links on there where you can book in a Calendly slot with me, just have a little chat if you want some help, or reach out on social media, or anything like that, really.
Okay. And who are the sort of ideal clients? Who can you help particularly? Is it new startups, or what? Where's the best?
New startups are great because I can make sure that they're on the right foot from the go, make sure their Xero's set up right and they're automating things as much as possible. But any owner managed businesses really that I can help with, especially if they're on Xero, and just help to try and make their data more accurate, and therefore and then talk about the numbers really. So small businesses.
Amazing. Fabulous. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Charlotte. Thank you so much. We've gone over the 20 minutes by loads as always.
Never mind.
Oh, well, that's the joy. So thank you, honestly. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for asking.
Pleasure. No, pleasure. And I hope everything goes really well for you and your business. If you would like to speak to Charlotte, please do reach out to her. I'm sure she's more than happy to have a little chat and a bit of free advice or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm offering free advice for you now.
No, that's fine. You can, have a
She's
chat
given
with me.
loads of advice. And I really appreciate her. She genuinely is real world, no jargon, just I've never felt judged by her. She's amazing. So please do reach out to her. I will put her sort of link in the comments. And if you want to reach out to me about anything to do with leadership, management, firefighting, just managing all those plates and juggling all those plates and trying to get back to what do I actually need to be doing every day, please do reach out to me as well. But other than that, good luck with AI. We'd love to hear what you all think about your AI, what you're using, whether you've got any top tips, when you've got any kind of pitfalls with it, or just what do you think? We'd love to hear as well. And thank you so much. Thank you, Charlotte.
Brilliant, thank you.
Right, I will end the stream now, and I see you all soon.
Cheers.